Hello, everyone. A very logical day to all of you. So, here we are again with the explanation of an article. What I've done today is I've taken an article from the Business Standard because the article of the Indian Express was full of data, right? And this article on Business Standard I got was right quite a good one of the recent protest that is going on. Yes, you can understand it from the heading also, wrestling with inaction. And we get quite many good words there. So that was the reason why I picked up this article. So let's go through it here. It has been 5.5 months since women wrestlers leveled serial sexual harassment charges against Brijbhushan Sharan Singh, head of the Wrestling Federation of India and a powerful member of the parliament of the ruling party. But in a bizarre and disturbing series of events, it is the complainants who have been manhandled by the police and are still seeking justice. Right. We'll try to understand how a few simple words would make a huge difference to the meaning of the sentence. So, in a bizarre and disturbing series of events, disturbing, it is the complainants who have been, right? Is the way this sentence has been structured gives us that, see, it should not have been so, but it has happened. And the use of the word still. They are still seeking justice means it has been going on for a long time and they have still not been delivered justice. So Mr. Singh remains at large despite having two first information reports, that is FIRs, files against him. That too under pressure from the Supreme Court. That means people were not filing the FIR against him, but the Supreme Court urged them and then, or rather, um, pressed them into filing. So over the weekend, he defiantly held a rally at which he declared his intention to contest the parliamentary election next year. At least one of the two FIRs was filed under Section 10 of the Prevention of Children from Sexual Offences Act since the complainant is a minor. This alone should have invited immediate action against Mr. Singh. Instead, the Delhi police have begun a belated exercise to question Mr. Singh and his staff to get his version of events. Right? To get his version of events ये बड़ा simple वाला नहीं है. To get his version of events उसका meaning आ जाएगा. Right? So see, there is no comma, no pause, nothing at all. It is only the intention of the author that we need to understand. Right? It could have been a very simple sentence, Mr. Singh and his staff to get his version of events. Right? Otherwise, it would be question Mr. Singh and his staff to get his version of events, matlab his side of the matter. So this becomes the major point here. Let's see, this is disturbing. Something that should have been done. ये जितने भी words हैं, are still है, alone should have invited, and then begun a daily belated exercise, getting their version of events, and it is they who have been mishandled or manhandled. All these words, all these phrases indicate one thing. What? That the authorities should have responded earlier, should have responded earlier. That means now it is quite late. They have started late. In the meantime, the minor has withdrawn her complaint, a circumstance that has raised eyebrows, though her father has insisted no coercion was involved. Insisted no coercion was involved means no force was involved there. So it is on their own matter that they have taken back the complaint. The Delhi police have also adopted a unique investigative modus operandi that contradict detailed standard operating procedures in the 10-year-old Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act. So that means the modus operandi is also not according to what the structure was, what the system is. It is contradictory to it. In a crime that hinges on she said, he said situations, this law has stipulated the standard of proof clearly. The complainant's version of events must be accepted if there is no corroborating evidence. The wrestlers' complaints have unambiguously qualified for this burden of proof, At least one international wrestling referee confirmed that he witnessed inappropriate behavior by Mr. Singh towards the women wrestlers on multiple occasions. Bizarrely, see the word is repeated. The police have not only chosen to interview the women at premises on which Mr. Singh was present at the same time, but have also reportedly demanded photographic evidence of Mr. Singh's behavior. But when he is behaving in such a manner, who is going to click a photograph there? Suggesting either an innate misunderstanding of the nature of sexual harassment or an attempt at obfuscation, something that is confusing you. Now, though much depends on the nature of the charge sheet that the Delhi police have committed to file on June 15. Committed to file matlab कर ही देंगे June 15 तक. The bigger issue is the loud silence from other voices. We will note this down and we'll discuss it in our vocabulary section. So, the absence of support from current sports people, with the honorable exception of the cricket team of 1983, Roger Binney opted out, is understandable given the clout the government wields over sports administration. Clout is the influence, wield is exercise. Now, but apart from associations of farmers, the communities to which the wrestlers belong, not many opposition politicians of note have cared to speak up in defense of these women, not even those who count themselves as implacable opponents of the ruling party. More unusually, no women's organizations have chosen to hold the kind of mass sit-in protest seen in 2012, which compelled the parliament to pass workplace sexual harassment laws and tighten the rape laws. Now, see, in this particular paragraph, and even in the previous one, you can see that the author is giving you incidents here. At least he has given the point here. And when he says that, see, there is an absence of support. अब absence of support में उसने क्या क्या mention किया है? He has come up with no politician or the ruling party nor the opponent party, all those big people, big guns, big shots हम बोल सकते हैं. Nobody has said anything, and then he has come up with one uh, figure of speech that is loud silence, and that too from other voices. Right? So, the major point here would be absence of silence by so many people, and you can say it is unusually no women's organization also, right? Here, and of course, one more thing he said in passing by, that there is a lot of influence that is wielded by the government on the sports administration, over the sports administration. That means they are going to act only when they are told, or how they are told, or how they are going to act. It will not be their own take. Now, this collective indifference, again a new, not a new word, but a set of words. Like the collective indifference means सब एक साथ होके, सब एक साथ मिलके और इस चीज को, मतलब they are indifferent, they are insensitive to it, they are not being bothered by it. This underlines the fact that gender justice is not a resonant electoral issue in a society where patriarchy is deeply entrenched. Right, now, this is the author's point, and it brings us to another um, variety of question. It could be that what can be inferred from this. Because when he said, or rather, this is what the author has inferred from the situation that is going on. And what did he infer? That in these coming elections next year, right? None of the parties is interested in picking up this gender issue as an issue that is should be or could be discussed in the election year. So they are not taking it as an electoral issue. Well, isko base मान के, they could have rather taken this and come up with the more votes, you can say, if they are talking on this topic, if they are discussing, if they are giving their very strong opinion that no, there should be no gender bias. ऐसा strongly अगर कोई पार्टी करती तो लोग उसे वोट करते possibility, right? Or they have not taken it as a gender issue. That means patriarchy, most of you know this, right? Male domination is deeply entrenched in our society. Entrenched means deeply rooted. So, if it is deeply rooted in our society, the male domination, then people are not going to talk about the gender issue that would be supporting the women. Now, 21st century India has justly been proud of the growing number of women graduates and the achievements of its women in many diverse walks of life. Fine, ये सब चीजें हैं, right? People are happy with this. Of which the medal-winning wrestlers are a proud example, correct? But the public spectacle of prominent sports women's stubborn fight, what is going on since the last 3-4 months? To be heard against entrenched male supremacy is regressive. Regressive means it is not progressive. Progressive होती है जो अपनी देश को आगे लेके जाए, right? Image ऐसे बनती जाएगी that yes, we are progressing. It is regressive going back. So you're going back to this gender bias. Nobody is speaking up. Nobody is taking it as a very relevant matter in today's times. No. So this spectacle, or rather public spectacle, spectacle means the view, what you can see, of prominent sports women's stubborn fight to be heard against entrenched male supremacy is regressive. As it stands, the controversy does India's international image no favors. Right? So this controversy is not doing anything, no favor. That means no positive thing to the international image of our country. So now you can see how this passage, or how the idea was running through the passage. Okay, this is usually what I tell you, the flow of idea. Now, in this flow of idea, you'll catch points in so many, you'll catch points in all the paragraphs, 1, 2, 3, 4, तभी वो flow बन जाएगा. अब इसमें हमें बस कौन कौन सी points आई थी, let us see the main idea, how we can develop it. So, stalling on sexual harassment cases regressive. Yes, this was the major point, or the essence, you can say, of the complete paragraph passage. These are the sections of the sentence, part of the sentence or the phrases that I've selected here, which would lead you to this major point. So, should have invited immediate action में हमें समझ में आ जाता है कि ये जो controversy चल रही थी या ये जो complaint हो रही थी, this should have taken up the limelight actually. People should have taken immediate action here. Now they have begun a belated exercise. This was said in context with the police, right? The Delhi police has taken up a belated exercise to question Mr. Singh and his staff to get his version of events. Fine. The Delhi police have also adopted a unique investigative modus operandi that contradict detailed standard. So what it is doing, it is coming up with a belated exercise. Now see, should have invited immediate. तीन phrases अब जो मैंने select किया है उसमें से भी हम simple simple अगर phrases निकालते हैं तो तुम्हें समझ में आ जाएगा that what was done or what was to be done. So what was to be done, immediate action was to happen, but then the Delhi police started late, so it was a belated exercise, and what they did was the modus operandi that was contradictory, right? So now we have these three important phrases here. Then the absence of support from the current sports people. This was one point that he had mentioned in the second paragraph. And not many opposition politicians of note have cared to speak up. So sports people did not say anything. Politicians, opposition did not say anything. Ruling party, nothing. No women's organization have chosen to hold this sit-in protest. जो थे. Fine. So now one part, if I again reduce it, here reductionism हो जाता है कि we are coming up with the small parts now. So we are talking about the police, one thing. We are talking about the people, right, who did not respond. So people में हमारे पास स्पोर्ट्स वर्ल्ड आ जाएगा, स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन आ जाएंगे, हमारे पास पॉलिटिशियंस आ जाएंगे, और हमारे पास विमेन्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आ जाएंगी. All these people did not respond. So the police acted late. The people did not respond. Third, hence the author concluded that this is not an electoral issue. Conclusion हो गया ये? Right? So we have all the premises. The police started late. No immediate action was taken. Second, the people did not respond, neither the sports people nor the politicians nor the women's organization, which could have done, but they did not. Right? And therefore, this controversy is doing no good to the international image. So this becomes the author's conclusion, right? And stubborn fight to be heard against entrenched male supremacy is regressive. This becomes the author's judgment or opinion. So here we are with the major points, which says that stalling matlab late ho gaya, right? On sexual harassment cases, regressive means taking you back, right? You are not going ahead, but you are going backwards. That was the essence of the passage. And you could understand, I hope, how we came up with this major point. One on the police, second on the people, third on the opinion of the author, what he concluded. And he concluded that this is not an electoral matter. Second, now his judgment that, see, because of what the government is doing or not doing, right, all this is creating harm. It is actually harming the international image of our country, right? And then the opinion that all this is regressive. So that's the main idea. Vocabulary will take 2 minutes. At large and hinges on. He's at large means free, running loose. वो हो जाता है at large. मतलब अभी भी हमने जो culprit है उसको पकड़ा नहीं है, not apprehended that person. It could be for any criminal act also. He is still at large का मतलब होता है still running loose. Hinges on means depends on. Defiantly like revolution जैसा ना, revolt करने जैसा. तो defy करना मतलब ठीक है, हम इसके against हैं. To comply would be to accept, but defy would be to go against. So coercion is force or pressure. Stipulated is like stated. Corroborating, strengthening. Yes, you will get a root word here. Unambiguously means no doubt at all. Ambiguous any doubt hota hai. Unambiguous is no doubt, something that is conclusive. So there is no doubt. If it is decisive, it is conclusive. Obfuscation is something that is like perplexed or confused. तो वो misunderstanding के साथ आ जाएगा उसका meaning. ठीक है, cloud is influence. Yes, I have skipped one. I'll give you the reason why. So modus operandi, modus operandi is a foreign word, you can say the mode of operation. Raised eyebrows means raise a question. Clout means influence. Yes, I skipped the word loud violence because, sorry, loud silence because this is an oxymoron. Oxymoron. Oxymoron means one adjective and another is a noun, but the adjective is a different meaning of the noun, right? Different or the opposite of the actual quality of that noun. So it is a loud silence. So here we are with the words. You have one foreign word and you have one root word that I'll give you, that is robor, R-O-B-O-R, and robor means strength, right? So making something strong, you have one word that is corroborating and another word that I'll give you is robust, R-O-B-U-S-T. So that's all for today. Thank you and see you tomorrow.